It's Sir Susa Vim Perugia serving, Cucine Lube Civitanova receiving. It is game 5 of this best of 5 semi-final playoff. And a chance to go to the final is at stake. It's side out achieved by Chitinova. Ishikawa just left the station a little early for that one.
Tara showing his intent early, going for it hard on the first serve. But once again, Chitinova finds a solution on the side out. Ishikawa looking unusually out of sorts in defense.
Giulio goes for this very quick serve off the jump, trying to disrupt the rhythm of the passes. And that's right back into sorts from Ishikawa. Good swing from him.
Julo will need to find the right avenue of pressure on his service. Unless he can find the right space, it's going to be side outs like this every time for Peruja.
Slovenia. Too much on that one.
He's not a player who gives a lot away emotionally for good or for bad, so hard to read.
That is a wonderful serve from Lagumsha. He takes on Ishikawa away from the rest of the team and he gets the result.
Excellent use of the spacing. Peruja really cramming the middle of the court and daring the Chitinova servers to find the edges, and it's exactly what Lagumsha does.
Not to be that time, but a breakpoint start already here for Chitinova, so they've established an early bit of momentum, an early lead. Still a long, long way to go yet. Crossair. A pass from Bisotto, but there's no way through for Nikolov. That's a great block by Soleil.
The rhythm they need to play for Nikolov is going to be a little bit slower. Bonifante plays him sort of in tempo, but from 3 meters, it's just a left-right choice for Soleil, which is really easy.
Break point straight back by Perugia. Now going on serve. Side out achieved by Chitinova. Didn't have to worry about that one. Nikolov with a fresh trim. And an ace serve to back it up.
No risk taken here, straight down the line at Ishikawa, and he cannot find a way to get his platform behind the ball.
Well, they're really going after Ishikawa, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, from what we've seen of Lorenzetto during the course of this season, Ishikawa's not got many more chances before Plotnitsky would come in. So if Chitinova can keep applying that pressure on him, they might just get him off the court.
It's not the worst. Sorry, it's not the worst situation to be in as a coach to have Vole Plotnitsky to come in off the bench for you.
Oh, this is true, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we got rid of him. Oh, no, he's coming. Gianelli. Serve from Gianelli. This has to go wide. Perugia tripling up. Bartolo's found some fingers. That's a good swing from Bartolo.
That's a fantastic swing. Ball over the shoulder. He knows it's going to be a triple block, which gives him 6 hands and 30 fingers to swing off. But great calmness, great patience, really professional execution from Bartolo.
Chinese. Not for him.
Other than the two aces, neither side really making a lot happen from the service line.
There's a lot of posturing going on, isn't there? A lot of sparring, a lot of moving around the centre of the ring, but not many punches thrown just yet. Well, this kind of just typifies, really, doesn't it, where this playoff series has been won and lost, and the ability to get the other team out of system from the serving line is so crucial. And a player who can do that is Bon Infante. That's a good play, good swing.
It's a nice find with a little shift towards position 2 for Gianelli, gets him into the seam, where Bartolo has to cover two hitters in the same area, and he's gone early. The recognition of Bartolo needing to leave early to be able to cover Bentara.
So they're taking a little bit off that, which allows Gargiulio to swing away.
And that's huge for Civitanova in terms of the flow of their offense. If he's scoring, it means that the block has to stay a little bit longer in the middle of the court. Opens up the avenues for everyone else.
So far, so good for Civitanova. They lead by 2. Bartolo with the serve. Ishikawa, watch out. Not a bad pass from Ishikawa. And they make their side out as well. Bentara, good swing. Gianelli's so good at that, isn't he? From one side of the court to the other on a plate.
Lovely long ball set, particularly from the jump set. Nikolov getting caught off rhythm on the long ball. So Bentara comes to the ball. Nikolov is still trying to find the spacing with his feet.
Second time at the serving line for Bentara. We've gone round one full rotation there for Perugia. Pass. It's a little bit behind Lagumja, but it doesn't matter.
Civitanova has done a really good job from medium and even worse situations. Ball drops a little bit inside on Lagumja, but still finds the way to go high.
Gargiulio. Quick pop and serve from him. Oh, I tell you what, he's got the better of Kalachi. However, Gianelli is able to rescue the situation without going on the invasion.
Sure, Simone will say, no worries, Massimo, I've got you covered there. And Gianelli's presence on the court really needs to be a factor in Game 5. He wasn't such a big presence in Game 4.
That's a good serve, Semeniuk. Three blockers waiting for Nikolov, and he hasn't found the court in trying to avoid them. And Perugia are back on level terms. It's 9-9.
And Nikolov forced the change in the Perugia block in Game 4. He was doing so well swinging cross court. Now the block's a little bit inside. They have to set him a ball where he can make some choices against the block position.
That will work. Shoveled that one in. That was a big old celebration from Kalachi for Lagumja missing a serve.
He did speak at length after Game 4 that they know what it takes to win titles. So for him to keep that positive energy up and try and keep the vibe on their side high.
Net once again causing an issue.
For Peruja, a team that's so good at forcing other teams out of system, to be giving up so many free points on serve really affects how they play the game.
Good ball. That's a nice touch in the block by Chitinova. Well, that's well played by Soleil. Good up, Semeniuk. God, that's a tough swing that was, but still this rally is going. Another 3 blockers for Ishikawa to deal with, and he has done. That's a top swing from him.
Some fantastic defense on both sides of the floor. And just the one long ball going over, but good risk on the Chitinova side of the net. And for Ishikawa, that is a huge sigh of relief almost, getting a positive action in the books.
Going through his pre-serve routine. Good lead by Bisotto.
Doing game 3 and 4, everything seems like really hard work for Perugia right now. Nothing coming easy, but they don't seem to have their flow.
Well, this isn't an easy rotation either. It's a stacked rotation 1. Bentara's got to get over from the left side of court to the right side. And he's doing it Buffalo Gal style, round the outside. And that allows Soleil to come through the middle. Great work by Perugia.
A little bit of net tape does provide the extra time for everyone's feet to get where they want. Gajulo does take a good position against Soleil, but as we see so often with Argentinian middles, where they jump is very rarely where they hit the ball.
That's almost never. That's a lovely pass, Bisotto in the circumstances, and they will get the point. Bon Infante, if he was as tall as Ginelli, he'd be pushing him to be the #1 setter, wouldn't he, for the national team, you feel?
I think Caliporo might have an argument to make about that.
If he was as tall as Ginelli as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that just shows you, doesn't it?
Or Spertoli as well.
Yeah, exactly. That just shows, I mean, the actual, the level of these setters behind Ginelli would probably walk into other national teams. It's just so strong.
It's fantastic depth in Italian volleyball. We've seen in the previous few years winning gold medals at every age group and with the senior team as well. There is a lot of talent in Italian volleyball, and it's sometimes unrecognised because there is so many fantastic players at the top of the tree.
13-13. Soleil to serve. It's a good save. Now a better chance here for Chitinova. More players available. And that's well worked by Legumcia.
Great patience from Chitinova in transition. A really good recycle after a scrappy play. And back into a good situation once more.
Nothing doing with that one.
Solo has been a really important emotional factor all season for Chitinova. So for him to feel like he's been making a positive impact on the scoreboard really helped him out.
had a few early exchanges, and then it settled down into the pattern of serves either going in or not, and side out being made.
We managed to make it through 30 points without a huge amount of volleyball being played, but it's definitely in favour of Chitinova if things continue as they are. Peruja, again, look like they're missing something in their rhythm. There's something that's not quite there for them.
Nicely done. Nikolov having to use the block to his advantage.
It's the positioning where Gianelli wants to stay inside and again reaching out. They don't want to give the sharp cross-court angle to Nikolov, so they have to hedge their bets with their block position against him.
Another good swing from Yuki. He's definitely warmed up now.
This is more of the Ishikawa that we know. His hand control, he can put the ball where he wants to put it. The first tactical substitution of the game, we see Jaime Jesus Herrera comes in to serve for Losea. And probably not going to be a roll serve, Clegg.
I'd imagine not. Zurdo ready, but can he deliver what Perugia can deliver for Chitinova? He certainly would like to. We haven't seen Perugia yet. And he's unable to deliver anything. But expect to see Chitinova do a similar thing by bringing Perugia in. The Iranian outside hitter has probably got the hardest jump serve in the league this season. Nothing happening from Nikolov. But we'll get some volleyball in a moment, honest.
Once the serving drill is finished, we'll find a way to get some gameplay. And Balasso makes another return in the same coloured jersey as his teammates. Might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but he is the captain. And now leading from the court instead of from the bench.
To serve. Well, I had a long way to go to get to the middle. It's going to be a double touch against Ishikawa for that volley. And Chitinova take the point.
Juan Infante showing great range to find Shinyezi. Whether it was a double contact or not, the ball sent long. Good aggressive choice by Bonifante, making sure that there's a different rhythm when that ball is off the net, not just throwing the ball to position 4.
Well, here's the substitution I was talking about. Hossein Kanzade Perugia, as he's known, on for his jump serve. Oh, and that is exactly what you want from your specialist jump server. An ace.
Great rip, straight into the seam. Huge impact to come in late in the set, and it'll be timeout Perugia.
Ok? Con fiducia e andiamo. Occhio che questo qui adesso può fare anche le variazioni sulle righe, eh? Ok? Guardiamo bene e andiamo. E bene la palla alta, Yuki, vai! Ragazzi, siamo 19 in stessi.
Not a lot of stress in the Peruja bench. They know the quality that they have. Starting to see some positive signs, particularly through Ishikawa. But a huge moment from Perugia to come in and give a vital 2-point break for Chitinova as they get to the 20s.
Another good serve. Another ace serve from Perugia. This is incredible. Well, it's not, because if you've been following the series, you'd have been seeing him doing this almost every time he comes on.
This time works the other seam, forcing Ishikawa to stay in a little bit longer than he would like.
L'ho detto lì, sappiamo di sto giro qui, e via, vai, ok? Sulle palle alte ha avuto delle situazioni difficili, le hanno risolte col mani out in posto 2, guardiamo bene, calma e via, vai.
Twice. The spacing, communication, organisation in the seams for Perugia being exposed by the Perugia serve. And you feel like a 3-point lead when Perugia doesn't have a lot happening on their service game and really only finding perfect situations through the middle or Ishikawa from everything else. Really good spot for Chitinova to be in.
Perugia comes again. It's another good serve. This has to go wide. Now, has Ishikawa found some fingers? No, but there's going to be a challenge. Will there be an admission? Touch is being called. Referee's not seen it. No one's called for a challenge yet. They might run out of time here.
The players can wave their hands all they want, but the call has to come from the bench.
Well, they've lost their time. Have another look at the replay, but you'll do well to see any touch. Well, I don't know whether that got Boninfante or not, but it didn't look like it. So we got a change. Indeed, Plotnitsky's in. Ishikawa's out from the miss, and they get their side out. But right now, Chitinova, they're in the best possible position here with this huge lead.
And as long as they can keep Perugia out of these perfect situations where they can use Soler and Loser, you take them as being pretty confident that anything from there they can handle.
Centro calcio, ok? Si tiene e si protegge il centro, abbiamo due liberi in copertura, quindi tirano su tutto, si lavora anche
Palamede seeing that on the other side of the net, the change in situation with Plotnitsky in, also the recognition of when it's perfect, we can make some choices around committing with first tempo, with the middle attack.
Plotnitsky to the serving line. That is a wonderful pass. Well, that is an exceptional block. Semeniuk shutting down Lagumsha.
Good patience from Semeniuk. Doesn't leave early, sees the timing of the ball off the setter's hands and can position himself really well with Lagumsha attacking from the second line.
Potnitsky goes again. Very good serve. Oh, goodness me. Kolachi could not get out of the way of that. What a hit from Bartolo.
Once again, he finds a variety of solutions. Now going for power off the top. He's worked the block, now swings deep.
Well, Giannelli didn't help. Well, it's Bentara, wasn't it? Taking his hands out of the way. Didn't really help Kolachi. Boninfante. Nice side out, but right now Civitanova's side out game is just as good as Perugia's, if not better.
It has been the difference from transition or from negative reception. Which side handles that better has been the winner. And in the recent running, Chitinova have looked to have a really confident attitude about how they go about their difficult situations.
Not the best of serve, trying to go short, put it into the traffic. At position 2, didn't quite happen. In fact, didn't happen.
Perugia got back to 2, and you feel like there's some pressure there, and then a release again for Chitinova after another error from Perugia. Nikolov returns to the court for Balasso.
Sensible, goes to Bentara. Great up Boninfante. Scrappy rally. And Bentara with a wonderful swing cross court.
Of all the Perugia attackers, he has looked like the most likely to be unafraid. He's been swinging high. They're using some really nice angle to go inside the block.
Bentara with the serve to try and get his team back to within a point. Burnett really helping Chitinova out. Kolachi will keep this in play. So too, Plotnitsky. And it is the point taken by Perugia. They are to within a point.
That's more like the Perugia of the past. Really good high ball recycle after some fantastic defense. It looked like the Gumjia had done almost everything he needed on his first swing.
Timeout Chitinova.
Pensiamo a quello che possiamo fare noi, Allora, con lì perché va 1-6, quindi il nastro rimane sempre corto in quella zona lì, tra 2 e 3, prima di tutto. Ragazzi, diamo altezza e ogni palla staccata 5 bene in copertura, dai.
For Chitinova, the risk is to rush, to try and scramble to the end of this set, but trusting that the process that got them there in games 3 and 4 is going to get them here again in the first set of game 5. We're starting to see glimmers of Perugia in their better form. Maybe not their best, but moving in the right direction if you're a Perugia fan.
That will do nicely.
A huge serve again from Vasim Bentara. Nothing tactical about this, just straight heat down the middle. I'm going to hit this at you as hard as I can. just like that. What was a pretty comfortable position, relatively speaking, for Chitinova is all locked up at 23 apiece.
It can change in an instant. Chitinova still looking for set point. But they're not going to get it. It's set point Perugia, barring challenge. Medai is absolutely furious. He's like, nah, it's miles away. Making quite a big song and dance about this, but there's no need to, just challenge.
It appears that maybe his challenge may have been denied. He made the gesture towards the second referee.
He was definitely within his 8 seconds to have called the challenge. Yeah, he's okay. We are still waiting, but he's... Oh no, he's not got it. Oh, wowzers. Well, this is incredible. Set point Perugia. When it was looking like it would be Chitinova who'd take the set, or at least get a set point first. And now it's the first to get 2 clear. Well, the one thing we don't know, we haven't been able to find out, is whether or not actually the challenge system is working. That might be an issue. Which might explain why we've had 2 of them ruled out. And it's just based on the ref's decision. Set point number 2.
How much impact does Bentara starting to feel some rhythm into his game have on his teammates? Can it take some pressure off the shoulders of some other guys and they feel like they can attack freely?
Keeps on going now until someone can get 2 clear.
This time Nikolov takes advantage of the space on the line.
That will do. Ishikawa having come back in, puts in a good ball, and it's set point again, Perugia. You already get the feeling, don't you, that the winner of this set is going to be in, you have a huge psychological advantage for the next 2, or next however many, but certainly the next one after this.
Chitinova haven't played from behind very much in this series with success. So to go 1 up here for Perugia would certainly put them in a much more comfortable position.
Goodness me, net touch by Perugia. Great swing, Bottolo. We stay as we are. Nothing to separate the teams at the moment. Ishikawa. Oh, what a hit. What a hit from him.
Brilliant rip cross court. His approach on the ball gives him the advantage over the block of Bonifante.
Another set point, Perugia. How often do we see this? The team gets set point after set point after set point, doesn't take it, and then the other team gets their 1 set point chance and takes it. Chitinova yet to get a set point chance. Perugia really can't afford to squander too many more. That is so well played by Bottolo.
Really wonderful solution once more. Really good composure. And for Chitinova, they're probably feeling okay. Ishikawa and Sole are the next 2 servers for Perugia, so they're going to have a chance against nominally the weaker serving lineup if they have to side out a couple more times.
Well, that's a great serve, good save. Down ball for Civitanova, a chance for them to get set point. Oh, it stayed in play. And that is a massive block for side out.
Both teams scrambling all over the place. Gianelli joining his staff on the bench. Civitanova diving underneath the ref stand. Two good swings, but at the last moment, Bartolo tries to go power to the middle of the court.
Oh, that was it. Bentara having a right shout through the net, and the coach was straight onto him to stop that. That's why Gianelli was at the net putting his hand up to try and placate the Civitanova team. That's a great serve. And now there's a chance, a swing chance for the set. Bentara. Oh, I say, it's popped up for Semeniuk. And he is the player that gives Perugia the set.
Well, it took Bentara's serve to get something happening on the Perugia side, to get some good feeling. But once that door opened, it wasn't a lot that Civitanova could do in response. Bartolo does a fantastic job dealing with that high ball over his shoulder. But now the Perugia fans who have been singing for the whole first set have something to really sing about. 1-0 up in game 5 at home. The job just got a little bit harder for Civitanova.
What a set, what a start. Nothing less than we expected, really. It all got going towards the end. Almost brought the best out of the players. Have a look at the stats then. More attacks from Perugia. More block, but look at that, those serves. Perugia is such a good player in that department. I was thinking at one point then, Liam, and please say, Clayton, that's rubbish. But I was just thinking at one point, if it kind of drew on a bit longer, there was still an opportunity for Perugia to come back in. He's only make the one change, but he could, maybe there might have been that point where Medai goes, do you know what, let's chuck him in, let's see if he can get us another ace and give us a set point advantage. And if he came on but then of course you have to bring him on for Bartolo or for Nikolov, who've both got pretty good serves themselves. Oh no, he couldn't do. He'd have to come back on for the middle. What am I talking about? So that might backfire, mightn't it? He wouldn't do that at all.
I think that situation had run out of opportunity, but I think it really was, after his first run of serves that Civitanova maybe took the foot off the gas a little bit and thought, oh, we'll just keep rolling through. But it was Bentara who took the responsibility for his action and changed that first set, where up for the first 30 points, there really wasn't a lot happening, and that was probably to the advantage of Civitanova. All of a sudden, one player goes for it, and things get easier for his teammates.
And I can tell you all that, the video check system isn't currently working, which is why we had 2 challenges declined, because there was no way to use them, so it's on the referee's decision, which kind of evened itself out in the end. Anyway, a touch not given for Perugia and a ball given in for Perugia, so it ended up being a point each. We're hoping to have that restarted as soon as possible. Nikolov, 5 points so far. I think the only person that's had a swing for Civitanova is Chitinova from the eye test. Everyone's had a swing for Perugia, that's for sure. Away we go with set 2. Giulio serving for Civitanova. Perugia leading 1-0. Ishikawa keeps his place back on court. After being subbed out for Plotnitsky halfway through set one, but then coming back on again. Now it'll be Bentara the serve for Perugia. How important will that first set win be for Perugia to push on now? Or will Civitanova just brush it off and come right back at Perugia? Well played. Chinese does get a swing.
Bonifante must have been listening to you. I'd forgotten to get Chinese involved in the offense. Straight away, straight down the middle. Not his cleanest swing, but still a point.
Deep breath from Legumje's trademark pre-serve routine. He always does that. And that is a very good pass from Semeniuk in the circumstances. And Bentara playing so well. He hits the ball from such a high position as well, doesn't he?
It's a aesthetically beautiful swing. It's almost textbook if you wanted to show someone this is what a volleyball swing should look at, and pair it with a 2-meter athlete with a great jump. It's a beautiful thing to get your eyes on.
Semeniuk. Not quite. Well, that's a really good save in the end. We've got a mid-rally challenge here.
It's a tough one because quite often the feeling the player has of the ball not touching the net, not touching their arm and touching the net, but there's a lot of confidence from Bartolo that he made no contact with the ball.
Sometimes as well, I think when the net does hit you, you feel that, but you don't, like you say, you don't feel the ball at the same time. You feel very difficult to feel both of them. And for those of you who think what on earth I'm talking about, for those of you that have been in that situation, know exactly what I mean. You get the net hit you, and the ball is simultaneous with that. To feel one and then the other when they're that close, it's almost impossible.
The discern between the two different things is really hard. But it is a correct call. Somehow avoids the forearm of Bartolo.
And that's why he knew, because the net didn't catch him either, so nothing touched him. Good call, Chitinova.
Toss from Nikolov getting a little bit too far in front, a little bit too over eager to get caught. And then the angles get very steep to get it over the net.
Here comes Losser. Nicely done by Bisotto. And a very good swing, almost square onto the net when he hit that one.
Over the course of particularly this series, Bartolo's variety of solutions from position 4 has been really impressive. He manages different moments well, but has different solutions for all the different ways he can have different looks in front of him.
Oh yes, got Giulio. Massive block from him.
Another swing where the attacker in 4, and we've seen on both sides in it, this time it's Ishikawa, is just on their approach and trying to swing strong at the middle of the court, not forcing the block to do anything than be straight.
Well played, Soleil. Big turn from him.
Once more, ball shifted towards position 2. Bartolo having to leave early to be prepared for Bentara. Gianelli will find Soleil all day.
Cheeky quick serve from Gianelli, and it was almost a one-on-one from Ishikawa. Bartolo gets the side out for Civitanova.
The deep standing float serve as a quick start has made something of a resurgence in men's volleyball. It needs to catch the other team unawares and get the exclamation or not excellent reception. That time being handled well.
I was convinced it's in, Bentara. Might be a challenge coming. Video check it is.
Without seeing the video, Clayton, how much of a factor will squish be?
It's always a factor, but not on this occasion. In fact, it's squished down enough we could just see it, but that's about it. One Infante. Goes after Colaci, but he deals with that so well. And it allows Soleil to put the ball on the floor.
It's visible after every action how much Colaci is pushing for his team to play with big positive energy, really trying to keep everything fired up.
That is an ace serve from Ishikawa.
And no small feat given the compression in the Civitanova receivers. They're leaving him space in position 1. Will he take that shot on the next serve, or does he continue to try and work strong in the seams?
Side out that from Bartolo. I'm just thinking about Ishikawa. I remember watching Ishikawa and Takahashi Ran when they first kind of joined the Japanese national team. And of all places, is on the Gold Coast when Japan were playing Australia, and those two took Australia apart from the serving line with just serve after serve with that pace and spin, and then the swerve as well. They were able to put on it.
Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. Well, he's certainly
Now getting it done. Sorry, Clayton.
No, say he's revved up for this now, isn't he? Ishikawa.
Yeah, they're getting involved now on reception, and once again, Soleil is the beneficiary. So Gianelli trying to keep the simple play, Route 1 volleyball, good reception, set the hot middle, and force some difficult decisions from the Civitanova block.
Oh dear, Nikolov hasn't found any fingers, or he believes he did. There you go. Now that's where you don't need to get involved. Don't look at the ref and go, come on. If you hit it that quick from that high, it's probably a minuscule touch. You've got to keep your focus on the game, haven't you? Not on the referees at all. Don't let that. I mean, it's also in a position there whether it's the furthest finger away from the ref to see.
And it's in between two bodies. It could be a touch. It could go through the seam.
Yeah, just don't get involved. Easy to say that when you're not playing. Chance here for Civitanova to get a 3-point advantage, which they have taken.
Gajula has changed his service angle. He's moved to the other side of the court now to get a different angle and having great effect getting across the seam to Ishikawa. And the transition opportunity results in a Perugia timeout.
Abbiamo qualcosa da farci perdonare in attacco, ok? L'ultima palla lì l'hai attaccata bene. Bene adesso lì, cambio palla e poi va in battuta. Bene il lancio a destra e avanti. Guarda la palla, via, vai.
Definitely has felt like a reinvigorated Perugia side after winning the first set. Then Tara's been playing better, Sole scoring, a little bit more pressure from the service line. But the problem is, they leave this timeout looking at the scoreboard, and they're down by 3. So Civitanova once more, just doing enough, staying in the game.
That's a great scramble. But that time, there are no fingers to be found by Nikolov.
There was, yes, that's the foot touch from Bartolo. And the question for Civitanova in this set, they're going to be close when they get into the business time, but who is the finisher for them? Can Nikolov find the right situations? Can Bartolo take the responsibility? Who is going to finish it? They didn't have that in set 1.
What a pass by Bisotto. But it's a great block by Perugia, and they have got themselves now right back in this set.
Bartolo maybe not getting the spacing right on this ball. Starts a little bit wide and can't cut it off. It drops low. That's a man whose name we haven't mentioned much in this set.
Well, he's your finisher, really, isn't he? That role of his is the finisher's role. Although Boninfante is not overly using him at all, really, just mixing it up with everybody.
His defence for the first half of the first set, there wasn't enough volleyball play to really have a feeling about where the offences were going for both sides.
I'll tell you where that one's going. Straight to Aceville. What a serve.
Just down the road from Spiketown. Yeah?
I think it is, yeah. Look at that. Gumchi gets ready to go again. Better pass this time. And then just attacking the hands, taking on the block and getting the point. Well played, Semenya. Semenya with the serve. That's a lovely set from Boninfante from where he was.
Yeah, really tricky spot to get that ball and not trying to force the tempo. Nikolov does a good job of waiting on the high ball. This is probably his best ability to just be really physical on that higher ball where he has the advantage over the block.
Oh, it's lovely. Really well played just to go after the outside hitter through the middle.
Unelli again making the most of the space on the court, knowing where the advantage and disadvantage is. Bartolo has to be full commit to have any chance in that situation against Lucia.
Well played, Chitinova, managing to get that one over. The referee says out. Will there be a video check? Bentara's convinced it's in, and he wants that video check now. Oh, my crikey. Let's leave it till the 7.59 second. Goodness me.
Convincing. And he was adamant.
He was, wasn't he? Not just the 80s pop singer.
The result does come for Chitinova tonight. They will be the kings of the Wild Frontier.
Won't they just? And yeah, that is not close. It squished down pretty well, but it was still past that end line.
Players are so convinced you have to show your trust in them and go for that challenge. That time not paying off.
They do, and now it is Perugia who have to stand and deliver here. However, that's a bit of a let-off by Chitinova. Janelli. Well left. Get so little time to make that decision on ball in or out.
It's reading all the other factors of contact point from the hitter, some reading cues, and then just the trajectory. It's a guess, but it's an educated guess.
Oh, what up? What a really good pickup. What a shame. From Chitinova's perspective, Perugia able to take the point. A little bit of luck here, but Bentara will take it. Chitinova doing well. They're keeping hold of this three-point advantage. Perugia haven't been able to find a way to close it down for the moment.
It's waxed and waned, but Perugia haven't been able to get their nose in front, which is a sign of the inconsistency in so many parts of their play at the moment.
What a serve that is! Ishikawa must have lapsed his dodgeball training.
That was an absolute missile, and even the educated guess from Ishikawa could not get out of the way. The result will be a 4-point Chitinova lead and a Perugia timeout.
Ok, dai, via, attaccati come abbiamo detto, va bene? Boh. E poi abbiamo avuto l'attacco all'inizio che non è andato. Quella cosa lì, stiamo in campo, ok? L'obiettivo è 20.
We did say in the first set that 4 points looked pretty comfortable for Chitinova, but that was before Bentara stepped to the service line. How will it play out again at the end of the second set? Bentara 2 service rotations away.
Down ball. This is a real chance here for Chitinova. And they have taken it.
Once more, Nikolov. High ball, and it's not a really high ball, it's just that little bit loopy that the block has to time. They can't be super explosive on the block move. And he can just be strong off the top.
Oh, that looks like it's an ace. It is an ace. Bottolo again. You were talking about finishers, and he's certainly the name that just keeps cropping up at the moment with these great plays, with his serving, his attacking, his passing.
He definitely has the best composure from this young Chitinova side.
Another opportunity. Bentara. Well watched by Gargiulio. And now Bentara is able to work the block, but just this game doesn't look like it's a 6-point game, does it? It seems like it's a lot closer. But Chitinova 17, it's a 7-point game. Bentara not finding any hands.
The body language, the dramatic moments have been so much better for Perugia in this set. If you took the scoreboard away, you'd think that they'll probably really right in it or even winning. But they've never, as you said, they've never gotten that 3-point gap down to 0. And now Herrera gets his chance to swing for Bentara, who was so dangerous from the service line in set 1. Maybe it's a short stay for Herrera, but at 2013 it might just be a chance to get some rest into the legs for Bosim Bentara.
Well, that's not made it. It seems to be catching the errors for Perugia.
This is what plagued Perugia so much in Game 4. Situations where they look like they know what they want to do, but the execution is that 2% off, but from everybody.
Another top serve that allows the middle to be run from a great pass by Colaci. So Perugia have their side out. They are almost, you feel almost too far behind in this set.
7 points down with your opponent in the 20s is a huge margin to bring back. And now we see Lorenzetti start to make some changes to see if he can find some rhythm, maybe get some rest into some other legs, even just to slow the game down and make make Chitinova feel a little bit more uncomfortable.
Decent serve. And a great block. That's more like it.
Nikolov stays outside the sideline and still tries to hit this ball cross-court, which brings their block straight back into play. He's not getting it at his highest point where he can challenge the top of the block. The only space left into the court is what is behind the block. And now that will be a timeout for Chitinova to discuss how they will finish the second set.
Ragazzi, più siamo lontani col secondo tocco, ricordiamoci che abbiamo 5 giocatori in copertura, chiamiamo dietro,
Particularly the information regarding Nikolov's choices with the block on the diagonal play. On high ball, he's been great. It's that medium in system play where he needs to be really decisive with his action, not just trying to play the shot that he feels comfortable with.
Well, this is all right, isn't it? Get these few points, see if they can get some momentum going.
Just place the seed of doubt in Chivitanova's mind. It's the hop, skip, and an ace we've seen so often from Plotnitsky.
Very similar to Janelli's serve, Plotnitsky, in terms of that hop, skip, and thump. Oh, that's not making it. Well, this is some comeback. No, surely not. I know, don't call you Shirley, it's Liam. But to everyone, and those of you also called Shirley, surely they are not going to be able to come all the way back here.
Challenge for the block touch is as much a timeout, and to get another couple of moments to try and find some composure. Really well handled by Bistotto.
Caught the block on the way
that
through.
there was contact, yes.
Indeed it was. So Ishikawa's back in, Zoppolari's off.
Herrera stays.
Indeed he does, and got Julio is ready to serve. Oh no, it's Perugia. Even better from Chivitanova's point of view, if he can get this in. Oh, of course he can! He's got an ace! Goodness me.
Being used to magnificent effect by Gianpaolo Madei. Perugia this time goes to the other side of the court. The thumb down, working across instead of strong down the middle. Wonderful impact from Perugia.
They're 2 away from leveling up this match.
Julio may have just set some sort of record for the most fives in the space of about 3 seconds then, as checked into the game and straight back out again.
Well, they're still...
Herrera does... Sorry, Clayton. Herrera does return to the bench, and Bentara gets his chance to get some momentum rolling again from the service line.
He certainly does. And there are still enough points to play with in this set. It's by no means done and dusted just yet. But a run needs to come here, and that is going to help. It's an ace serve from Bentara.
The cross court, it's a small angle. He's not going the big angle. He's trying to get into the seam and causing Patolo to reach across his body to try and intercept the ball. That also puts him in the space where Bistotto is really close to him, so there's not a lot of room where he can feel confident to go and play that ball aggressively.
Bentara once again. But it's a perfect pass, and it's bounced away by Chinanese. It is set point Chivitanova. Derlich on, blocking substitution. Just a fleeting visit to the court for Derlich.
Even with a 6-point lead or 5-point lead, probably not going to flirt with the opportunity of letting him set. Bonifante will return. Good
serve, Semeniuk. Knew he was going to go for it. He had to, and he has done. And Chitinova take the set, 25-19. It is one set all.
One set apiece, and if you ask me which set Perugia played better in, it's the set that they lost. They did a lot more things that looked like Perugia volleyball. They had better pressure from the service line. They managed to look a lot more in control in high ball situations. But the scoreboard said something very different, and Chitinova, despite never grabbing that set by the scruff of the neck, find themselves level at one set apiece.
And the scoreline would say it was, well, much more convincing as well. Stats-wise, certainly more serves, a couple more errors by Perugia, more attacks by Lube.
That was the moments, perhaps, of the errors from Perugia. They got themselves in a good spot and never really closed the gap, and one error on serve, or particularly one error on attack. I have one from Semenyuk in my mind. They just let the pressure off, and they never closed that gap. Hovered at 3 and then blew out on them. So the moment in that set where Perugia needed to be good, some of those little faults that they found in the first couple of games, in the last couple of games, managed to creep in at just the wrong moment.
Having seen those two set scores, Chitinova could be 2-0 up. They'll probably be kicking themselves they're not. And probably will be feeling the better of the two teams right now as well, with the manner of that second set win under their belt. However, having said that, I still think we could probably go to 5.
There is I feel for Chitinova that they came in so focused, so pumped up, and then the first 20 or 30 points of the first set, they really didn't get to do a lot, and it just took a moment at the end where Bentara showed his class. That was the difference. Overall, they've played a lot better volleyball in this game, except for about 5 minutes at the end of the first set. Bentara has been the pacemaker for Perugia. He is the most likely looking offensive outlet for them and looks the least phased by what's happening on the court around him. But they'll need some support for him if they are to get themselves over the line and into the final.
Away we go, set number 3. It's one set apiece. Semenyuk serving for Perugia. And he's got himself an overpass and a chance for a break point taken by Ishikawa with a little no-looky cookie.
Lovely snap down the line. Perugia trying to be ever at once and ended up being nowhere.
Nice bit of cover from Bottolo. That's a good touch. Oh, so is that. What a rally this is turning into. And Bottolo almost caught napping then, deep at 6. And that's too deep at 6. Or is it? Nikolov's got some touches.
This is Nikolov in a package. He's going to swing high and swing deep and force the opponent to cover every last centimetre of the court. They know he's going to swing cross, but you still can't stop him.
Kolachi under pressure there. Bentara's got to rescue it. Done well. Free ball for Civitanova. 2 front row, 2 back row. And Lagumja coming from that back row delivers the point.
Fantastic chase by Bentara. It's amazing how the feeling of knowing that they're a man down, that there's someone who's not in position, causes that little bit extra stress from every player on block and defense.
That's a perfect pass. And that is an absolute freebie on the pipe attack. Volleyball at its best.
Making it look easy. One of the most complex things to do, to get all the different pieces to work in sync for that to happen.
Here comes Losser. He was trying to serve up a big smack, didn't work.
Hasn't looked his normal vibrant self, maybe a little bit fatigued. Trying to find that last couple percent.
Timing not quite right for Bentara. Too far in front for Lagumja. And Peruja have the point to get level.
Looking for a little bit too much finesse. The ball dropped way inside. Couldn't find the space. Just past the top of the tape and past Ishikawa, who had no idea where that ball had gone.
Gianelli. That is some swing from Chitinova.
We often talk about Soler and Losser and their ability to contort their body. Chitinova, despite it looking like he's jumped sideways, is still so high above the net.
That may not have made it by Ishikawa. It hasn't.
The tempo that they're trying to run on this ball is really quick. It's more or less a meter ball that they're trying to pop in front of the hitter. And to get that tempo and that angle is really tricky when we're trying to work past the block.
More pressure being applied from the serving line. Swing chance of sorts. Oh, Nikolov, that's magnificent.
It was a much better ball from Gianelli for Ishikawa, but the defense was up to the task, and half an opportunity. Bartolo makes a really tough set look a little bit simple, and a really, really difficult swing from Nikolov. Unbelievable finish.
Ha fatto una bella difesa loro, abbiamo fatto un errore noi. E abbiamo avuto un'occasione punto. Leggiamo bene via, Ok? Vai!
The calm that we heard in Lorenzetti's voice in the first set is starting to dissipate. There's a little bit more tension, a little bit more strictness, and a lot more smiles on the Civitanova side of the net.
They certainly look like they're having a good time at the moment, Civitanova. Chitinova to serve. Not troubling Ishikawa.
message, sorry, Clayton, the message from Klodnitsky as he entered the court, it looked like from Lorenzetti was calmer. Okay, let's not try and be amazing. Let's focus on playing in the way we understand, because when they do that well, they are one of the best teams in the world.
Decent enough serve. Oh, well played, Bentara, to make the block and not touch the net and not be on invasion, barring a challenge.
Bentara equal in his readiness to Patolo. Patolo again, he doesn't have an angle to think about there. He's just trying to swing, so Bentara can just block the ball. He doesn't need to think about anything extra.
Klodnitsky once again opens up a little bit more on that with his shoulders. Is that landed in? Not quite. It's block out Legumja, and all the smiles for Civitanova once again.
That is an unbelievable high ball set from Bartolo. He's 6.5 meters away, going over his head and puts it on the money for Legumja.
Well played, Bentara.
Once more, the lovely long ball set from Gianelli. He may do that better than anyone else in the world from that vertical position where he can still set the options in front as well.
You're going to have to be a little bit careful here, because this is kind of panning out the way that the last set went, where Perugia are playing some great volleyball, and Civitanova are the team that still had the lead and then pulled away. Semeniuk went a bit quick for that one.
The mentality for Perugia for so long is to try and be in rhythm as much as they can, to play fast even from these difficult situations, and with Gianelli they've been able to do this for many years. But none of their guys from position 4 are really in the form that they have that small window of precision that they can execute with.
Oh, that's an ace serve. It caught Semeniuk.
And once more, it's that, as you said, Clayton, it's that part where Perugia hang in there. It's not even a small touch. It's hit him almost flush on the chest. It's not even a small gap. Just blows out once more, and the pressure drops off from Perugia there.
Well done, Bentara.
Gianelli's elbow position, his shoulder position, that allows him to get this ball out fast. Keeps everything squared up nicely and can just push his hands through, so Bentara stays on tempo. have been a hint that Ishikawa's involvement in this set may not be finished.
Got to find a way back in though. At the moment, Perugia on the outside, looking in, 3 points behind. Good touch, Semeniuk. That's going to be tricky for him though. It's too tricky. And Lagumja takes the point.
Rare you'll see an error like that from Kolachi, trying to get Semeniuk in a good aggressive position to recycle and just biting off a little bit too much.
Oh, that's excellent. That's exactly what Bentara's there to do.
Lovely flat ball from Gianelli, and Bentara continues to keep the Perugia ship afloat, but at the moment it feels like he might be the only one bailing out water.
Into transition, Chitinova looking for 12-8 and getting 12-8.
As nice as the tempo was for Bentara, the ball before, Buonifante puts that one right in the window. Lagumja can swing at the top of the block.
What a serve from Lagumja. It's all going right now for Chitinova.
Budnitsky getting caught really wide base and not being able to adjust his hips or his hands just enough to get into the seam.
Not that time from Lagumja.
Looking for the variation after the ace, knowing that there's going to be some compression of the Perugia receivers to their left, trying to make the space small and with effect.
Well, that's a foot fault by Loser.
Looked much bigger on the first time of watching. At 14-9, Perugia still have enough runway in front of the service line. The question is still available, but serves like that from Nikolov will make it very, very difficult.
Timeout called by Perugia. Has he just done the Ronaldo?
Devo fare uno sforzo per entrare in partita. Ok? Non è che la partita cambia per conto loro. Adesso sono in calore. Ok? Andiamo lì, quelle zone di conflitto andiamo. Via, vai! Via!
The celebration was Ronaldo-esque, but not the that I've seen on a volleyball court. That one would go to Ben Breiter. If you can find that one on Instagram, he went full send on the Ronaldo celebration. Check that one out.
I love a good celebration. Serchi, not much to celebrate at the moment, the president for Perugia.
Speaking during the week, he had a lot of confidence that his team would have what it took to get this result, knowing what they've done in the past. But the past is just that. And Nikolov's serve is right now, and that is another ace. He's counting them off.
It's such a well-placed serve right onto Giannelli, and that's the last person who wants to be taking this first ball.
It really is the control to cut that ball short. The advantage of a timeout sometimes is from your opponent is that you have some time to think about what comes next.
It wasn't far away. Captain's on. Lovely set from Boninfante.
Perugia definitely benefits from the perfect situations. Bartolo Nikolov probably as comfortable from the ball coming off the net, but Lagumgia on a perfect situation gives a really, really strong presence on the right side of the court.
And this is a really, really strong scoreline, 17-10.
And guess who's about to come into the game?
Oh, no! Think Chitinova, well, the Perugia fans will really want Perugia not to get a run of serves here, that's for sure. Well, he took a bit off there. And a much needed side out. And they'll feel delighted about getting off Perugia's serve at the first time of asking.
The serve against P1, they're trying to jam up that side of the court with Bentara making the long journey around the back.
Plotnitsky. Nikolov taking a rest. Infante to serve. We'll get some volleyball going in a second.
It has been, even just this set, one of the first periods in any of the playoff games, or at least in the semi-final so far, where a team has consistently been going for some variation serves, some short stuff, some cuts and angles. That's a sign of confidence from the Chitinova servers.
Nice touch by Plotnitsky. Oh, well kept in play by Giannelli, and as a result of that, Bentara finds a very good line shot.
It's the most difficult shot he could probably play from this position. It's a one-step approach. The ball's inside the court, and he has to swing away from the court to get past the block. And even with Balasso there, incredibly difficult swing from Bentara. Gianchotta comes in along with Herrera.
That's not made it. Well, in the first couple of matches, it was Chitinova who were making change after change after change. But then they settled into a rhythm. This team's done well. It's just been that change of Perugia coming in to serve, and then the odd double change where Orduna would come in with Derlich at the front row, and then a cameo from Lepke. But all they've done so far in this one is just bring Perugia in and Derlich for one block. Oh, he's got him again! Bottolo. It caught Semeniuk.
Again, the wide base just ends up throwing the hands outside the body, not being able to control his platform angle.
This is looking too easy at the moment for Chitinova. 20 plays 13.
And barring that run on Bentara's serve in the first set, Chitinova potentially could have been 5 points away from going to the final.
Well played. Fantastic ace serve from Bentara.
Such a shining light for Perugia. Rifles it straight down the seam between Bisotto and Nikolov.
Ok, allora ragazzi, ascoltate, non è che dobbiamo fasciarsi la testa per una palla forte nel conflitto, Su quello dobbiamo essere concentrati a tenere quella addosso adesso, Si tengono, si avvicinano i secondi tocchi, in copertura, corti, mi raccomando, e uno lungo, andiamo,
Palamade reinforcing the need for concentration on the details. So make sure that they're playing the volleyball that they want to play, not just going through the motions. They have to finish this set, and they still have to win one more set.
Not an opportunity yet for Podraskanin to get onto court, or Lepke. Nice pass by Bisotto. You know it's a good pass when the middle gets let loose.
Gargiulo working close to the setter, has a vision of where Losea is and can pick his spot on the court.
Gargiulo. Right back at you as Perugia run their middle.
Choice to take the long angle towards Balasso instead of trying to keep some pressure on the front receiver. But with Ishikawa previously out of the game, going back to serving from 1 instead of the angle from 5.
Good ball that from Nikolov. There's an opportunity here for Perugia. Really good touch that by Nikolov. Excellent positioning by Bottolo. Now Lagumja. What a swing. What a point for Chitinova.
You nailed it. Wonderful job by Bottolo. Just positioned himself perfectly and was still and ready to make the next play. Gets it to the middle of the court where there are options for Bonifante with Nikolov, and then has a lovely ball out to Lagumja. Once again, Bottolo comes up with the clutch play.
More serving pressure. More work to be done by Perugia. That's not happening. 23-16. It's looking ever more likely that Civitanova are going to be 2-1 up.
Really aggressive choice by Ishikawa. I know he trusts his hand control on the ball. But to go for the aggressive low shot there, really, really tough.
He's tried that a couple of times. He likes that spot right in the corner at one. Certainly, if it had clipped that line, Ishikawa, there's no way he was getting it. Lost there. Soto picks that one off easily. And Legumsha's found the line, and it's set point Civitanova.
Soto has done a really, really good job on reception, but it's super stable.
Oh, well played. What a hit, what a set. Civitanova take it 25-17. All smiles for Mede and Co. because his team now are on the verge of a place in the final. They lead 2-1.
Everyone getting on the show. Bottolo sets a lovely ball for Legumsha. And it was comprehensive by Civitanova. They looked in control in all facets of the game. Pretty much the only thing missing was the block, but they managed to defend so well behind it. Once again, Perugia lacking the finish, lacking the polish to really keep the pressure on.
Well, this is incredible. Civitanova 2-1 up away at Perugia. The champions are on the verge of being knocked out. More attacks from Lube. And 5 serve points. That's massive.
Particularly to keep the feeling on Perugia that things aren't going well. When you're missing on attack, that you're either not finding the court or not finding hands, that's one thing. But when you get stuck in a bit of a hole where you're not even getting the chance to attack, that makes you feel like the game can be even further away from your control. And we saw a couple of really great transition swings. Nikolov had a ball where he was at 4.5 meters looking into the stands. It hits back into the court. Legumsha had a couple of really nice situations in transition. Bottolo once more making really good value and good quality swings when he had the opportunity. And they have looked like a side that's in a much better understanding of how they want to play the game and how to make the most of what their players can do. Whereas Perugia look like they're pushing against a formula where it's not fitting where the players are at right now, probably other than Bentara.
It's must-win set time for Perugia. 9 points so far for Legumsha. He's had one ace. That was at getting the better of Ishikawa. Ishikawa stays on court for Perugia. They're going to have to dig deep here. Perugia in this 4th set.
The message from Gianpaolo Mede in his last time out in the previous set is equally true right now, that Civitanova cannot get ahead of themselves. They don't have to blaze away, but they have to keep focused on the details, because that's what has got them into this excellent position.
Got Giulio to serve. Lube up, 2-1. Semenya gets the opening point for Perugia in this fourth set. Here comes Ben 10. Good touch, Ishikawa. Excellent touch, Boninfante. And that's not made it. Nikolov a little bit shy of the end line, so Perugia up 2-0.
Wonderful scramble plays. Nikolov falling out of court. Can't create the angle with his shoulders to get that one down inside the end line.
Footwork from Boninfante. And now there's a better opportunity here for Civitanova, which they take. So often is the case, if you can get a good recycle off of your only hit, suddenly you bring more players into the conversation.
And for Nikolov, he needs this either fast ball where he has the physical advantage, or he needs the high ball where he has the physical advantage. Where it's in between, he seems to find himself in a little bit of trouble.
Oh yes, Lagumsha. Well, he may not be all that, I say he is all that, but he's not being overly effective as it seems in the opposite slot, but his serving pressure in this match has been exceptional.
He served really, really well. That's his third ace from his 15 points now. His fourth ace from his 15 points. He had 3 and 14. I think I've got it correct now. So 11 attacks, 4 aces, 15 points. How does my maths work out, Clayton?
Yeah, just fine. You got there in the end. Oh, that may not have made it. Well, they're looking for touches. Good sporting spirit. Chinese says, yeah, it got me.
Two players who've definitely looked at each other through the net, wearing a variety of different uniforms, be it for club or country. Always seem to be at the pointy end of important tournaments like this.
Great block. That time, you were talking about Nikolov wanting either a quick tempo or the out-and-out high. That time he kind of got an in-between, and then he delayed his swing, which allowed the block to get onto him.
Waiting outside the court, you can see him lean back and going through the ball. That gives the block that extra fraction of a second to be in front and over. He needs to really go and get it.
Oh, it's a little bit behind Ishikawa. He can only put the roller on. Good up by Kolachi. Ishikawa wants it again. And that time, he dispatches it.
A much more patient decision by Ishikawa to keep the ball in play and give themselves another chance. A much better swing from Nikolov coming to the ball. And then Ishikawa returns the favour. Gets his feet into a good position where he has all his options available.
Arrivare sotto la palla, ok? Perché se ci arrivi all'ultimo sei meno preciso, ok? Raga, mi raccomando, teniamo così anche sull'attacco di primo tempo, Dai, andiamo, via!
Once more from Medea, their focus on simple choices, simple options, playing the game in a basic way and giving the players the opportunity to do the things they do well. But it's a tough ask to keep that in control when, for a really young side, they're dangerously close to causing a magnificent result, possibly an upset.
Here comes Semeniuk. Now, well played, Legumja. But you're mentioning the age of this Chitinova team. Shinanese's the elder statesman at 27, Bonifante is just 20, Nikolov 20, Legumja 25, Bottolo 24, Bisotto's only 22. But they play as if they've been around for much longer than that. That is a fabulous block.
Bonifante doesn't move early, gets his timing right, chooses exactly the right spot against Ishikawa. Shinyezi has the easy read. Great response out of the timeout.
Small margins between that being an ace, and as it turned out, 8 point for Perugia. Side out achieved, 1 point in it.
And Bisotto provides really good stability in reception. Able to occupy a big chunk of space in the middle of the court.
Not quite hotting up just yet this set. It gets us to around the 16-point mark, and then it will really get very wham. Ginelli with the serve. And it's a decent serve as well. Well, that's a great pickup. No catch ball called. A lot of delicate control of the ball, staying out of the net. And in the end, Ishikawa is able to find the point.
Really fine margins of ball control. Kolachi does enough. And Ishikawa trusts himself enough to look for the deep corner.
Perugia have got themselves into a relatively decent position here, 8-5 up. Oh yes, what a swing. Goggiulo had not even had any room at all. He's in front of the ball.
It did look like he'd done the token approach movement. He's just going to wave his arms around, look half ready. but powers off the floor.
They certainly enjoyed it. Well, this is great work. Chitinova now back to within a point.
Bonifante finds enough pressure on the serve.
Another big serve from Bonifante. Ishikawa makes the side out work.
He's been in and out of the game a bit tonight, Ishikawa, but certainly showing that he has the trust of Simona Gianelli. He does such a good job with his feet, getting to the point of the ball and then using his ability to turn and cut and work. Very hard player to block against.
Well, it's certainly speedy, but Gargiulo doesn't find the court or any hands.
Bonifante taking a very aggressive choice here. Almost impossible for the middle to be able to get their hand over the ball and down into the court when it's coming that sharp behind their shoulder.
Good work, Lagumja.
It certainly makes the decisions a lot simpler for Bonifante, but also the equation for Lagumja and Nikolov on high ball is in their favour. They can go up and be physical.
Bottolo. Oh, yes. What a serve from Bottolo.
He really has caused trouble from the service line. At a moment when Chitinova really needs that calm head, really needs that person to look like they're in control, Bottolo has been that guy time and time again in the series.
Delivers another spectacular serve and a chance for Chitinova to get to level, but oh, they've done it with the block. A triple block for 10-10.
Tara got tangled up. There was nowhere else for that ball to go than hide a position 4. And lovely form, lovely discipline on the triple from Chitinova.
Non ci guastiamo, ok? Se la fa lo cambio palla con questa battuta qua che sappiamo che è difficile, ok? Occhio sulle scavature, vieni dietro bene, non anticipare, lento e vai, ok? Cardolo ninja, vai, un cambio, vai. Questo qui, andiamo all'attacco, sotto la palla, via, vai.
The name we've been talking about a lot on the Perugia side of the net for the first 3 sets of this game has been Vosim Bentara. In set 4, it's been Yuki Ishikawa. At what point does Bentara start to put his imprint on what could be the decisive set of the Perugia season?
Or will it be Bottolo, who has just been the constant for Chitinova, who might just make it all go their way? Little word with Plotnitsky, he might have a part to play in this yet. Oh, he's done it again, Bartolo. That is another ace, and Civitanova have the lead.
A huge service series from Bartolo. Now works the other direction, going in the seam to Semenyuk. Fantastic composure and execution. 6 aces. He's been such a great problem solver for Civitanova this whole series. He enters the game. He is for Semenyuk, yes.
Takes a little bit off it. And that's too far away. Top swing from Bentara.
Does look like a lot of people in the Perugia huddle saying it's okay, we've got this. But if Bartolo can keep finding a way to make the plays, keeping opportunities for Nikolov and Legumgia to swing, maybe they don't have it. Who makes the response from the Perugia side?
That is a response. And it's Plotnitsky with a great block.
He waits just long enough that he shows he can help on the first tempo and is still able to make a really good dynamic move out to his man.
Well played, Giulio. These two teams have got such a pedigree within the league. Civitanova, they've won this league 7 times. They've had 3 second places, 6 bronze medals. The last time that they were anywhere close was in 22-23 when they lost in the final to Itas Trentino. Trentino are currently waiting in the final for the winner of this one. Perugia, the current champions, but they are on the ropes at the moment with Civitanova trying to rough them up. A slender lead for Perugia. Bentara to serve. Not that one. Oh, cramp for Bentara. See that calf muscle. Well, that's not good. Last time
off for Civitanova.
It really is. The last time we started seeing this was Perugia Trentino, when Perugia went and lost their first match of the season in 5 to Trento. And we had Spertli had a cramp in that one. We had Ishikawa injured. We got, I think Semenyuk got injured. Chianchotta had been on. And then we had Candelaro had to come in. And Losser acting as a passer. It was one of the most wild sets of matches of volleyball I've ever seen, really. All transpired in the end with Trentino winning the game 3-2. But for about 8 points in the 5th set, they couldn't find a serve to put it on Losser. And that sparked a bit of a demise for Perugia this season. As a result of that, they lost 4 out of the next 5. Admittedly, a couple of those were Champions League. They didn't really make much odds to their Champions League campaign of where they're at with that. But goodness me. Last thing you want is Bentara getting cramp. Well, he's going to go off, so Herrera will come in. Not a bad replacement to have come in, to be fair. Perhaps
he will give it full gas.
He will,
maybe,
wouldn't he?
Maybe not the quality of Bentara, but he will give absolutely everything to try and score and can turn a game as he's done. I've seen in World Club Championships where just the energy and determination that he brings to the court can change the complexion.
Well played, Ishikawa. Ginelli not yet ready to go to Herrera.
It does also make the factor of changing the choices for Gianelli, that for Civitanova now they have to look at a slightly different picture. So there is a couple of points grace here while they figure out how Gianelli wants to use Herrera.
First and foremost, they've got to get off this Plotnitsky serve. High and wide will do it. Nikolov. No good. Got to have a chime out, I think. Going to slow it down by asking for block touch. That's not going to be given because there wasn't one. Just make Plotnitsky have to wait a little bit longer.
It's the rhythm part of the game that Giancarlo Madej wants to find. The break for Bentara to be on the court and get that cramp stretched out is a break in the rhythm. So now it's...
Who's put their... Someone's blocking with their fist. But not only that, just how high.
Left.
And you better know it as the assistant. Plotnitsky once again. That's a good pass. Bonifanti though has to squeeze it over. And Ishikawa has squeezed it off the block for a 3-point lead. Nice set that by Herrera. First touch.
Le cose utili, che queste battute qua le facciamo anche noi. Non è che non le facciamo anche noi. Ricordiamoci, più è lontano Ishikawa sulla palla alta, più si aspetta. Stacchiamoci da rete e entriamo. Ok? Dai, andiamo!
The part that we caught really only talking about the block against Ishikawa's high ball attack. That to be straight and disciplined, to force him to do something extra to score a point, because at the moment, throw it up to Ishikawa is about the best option that is available on the Perugia side of the net for anything other than perfect situations.
Really went after that one, did Plotnitsky. But Bottolo is the one who's able to bounce it.
Again, it's the moment where they need someone to make the reception, be the next guy in the chain. Bottolo is there again.
Bit of work to be done here by Perugia. Oh no! You don't need an invitation to play the ball. Oh yes, frustration for Lorenzetti. As Ishikawa says to, are you going to have it, am I having it? And neither of them had it. Quick look then from Gianelli as that one whisked past him. Unfortunately for him, didn't land in.
Velasco is fighting so hard on reception. Hasn't been a lot of luck for whoever's been standing next to him. They've been under pressure the whole time. For Velasco, Kalachi fighting so hard on reception. Velasco coming in on the substitution now.
No net touch. And no dig touch by Herrera. Did Civitanova get back to within a point?
Shuninyezi walking to the bench. That can only mean that Perugia is ready to do some damage from behind the service line.
Is this the moment? God, it's some serve. It's got Perugia scrambling. And it's got Herrera blocked into his boots. It's 17 all.
Lovely example of the triple block from Chitinova. Timing, straight.
Good touch. Swing chance here for Bottolo. God, somehow it's still going. Oh, well played, Boninfante. Look, Gumsha has a swipe at it. Oh, goodness me, is that catch ball? No, it isn't. That looked like there wasn't a block, and now it's all kicking off, isn't it? Soleil having a go at Balassa, because he's trying to manipulate that through the block. It did look like it was a catch ball. But hey, the referee didn't call it, so it clearly wasn't.
And it's the choice of what's the quickest way back across the net. Just get it there.
Yeah, that's... Oh, he's got a yellow card. So that's always that. So God, Julie's like, why have I got a yellow card? You're the one who spoke to me. Well, they both got one now. And that means the whole team, for those of you who are unaware of how the cards work, the whole team's on a yellow card. Any more infractions now by anyone, and it's a red.
By the letter of the law, it should be yes. Sometimes doesn't play out that way. And sometimes it is the sporting director who comes down to the bench and gets himself kicked out of the game, as we saw with Piacenza.
And as we saw here, actually, with Civitanova, the manager, the team manager, got a red-yellow and had to leave the stadium. He had to leave the court. That was hilarious. I think it was game 2.
And had to watch the game on Volleyball World on his phone in the locker room.
He certainly did on VBTV. Oh, that's hit the floor.
Boninfante's choices with Gargiulo have been really different than in the last couple of games. Using him pretty much straight up and down and using him in patches. So it's not a clean look every time, but he's found ways to be effective on offense.
Bentara is ready to go. He's got to get round the court. But he's got to help out. No, he's not. Oh, wow. What a swing, Ishikawa.
Ishikawa is brave on this swing, and lucky for Perugia that this ball didn't come back into play, because there was nothing on the right side of the court set up to block.
Yeah, Bentara was going to try and pretend like he was going to be a blocker, wasn't he, with his back row, so he wouldn't have been able to do anything. Oh, no, he would have been... No, he was front
can
row.
block.
Yeah, he can block. What am I talking about? He was just running around the back to get into the front row.
Exactly.
Good up by Bisotto. Good up Ishikawa, he's out of the attack. Plotnitsky isn't. And Perugia now with a 2-point lead.
So he must think about how he uses that one remaining timeout that he has.
Business end we have reached here. Balassa goes off, Nikolov comes back into the front row.
On the welcome side, if you're a Civitanova fan, Bartolo with the ball in hand.
That's a good serve. Transition opportunity here to get level. Nikolov well up by Gianelli. Bit of a scramble. Another swing chance. This time a better angle maybe. Yes, it is. And it's 20-20. And now it gets interesting.
Again, good defense, good calmness in transition from Civitanova. And Nikolov on the high ball has been virtually unstoppable for the last couple of games.
That's how the points have gone. Just 3 side-out points for Perugia.
And for their season, it's a game to 5. Could say it's a top-shelf sirloin, Clayton.
It certainly is high stakes, and it's Bartolo with the serve. Oh yes, he's got himself an ace.
An absolute prime cut, corner to corner. And Ishikawa once more not able to handle the Civitanova serve. Incredible composure from Bartolo.
Another good serve. Just limiting the options and is getting the block set up. Nikolov makes the monster block. Civitanova now lead by 2.
A huge moment and a great decision by Nikolov. He's gone early. He's not helping on anything with the reception off the net.
Semeniuk's back in. It will be a target for Bartolo. It doesn't matter. They've got free ball here. Gargiulo gets it done, 23-20. Civitanova are so close.
Fantastic clutch server from Bartolo. And once again, Gargiulo, the beneficiary of an aggressive setting choice from Bonifante.
Bottolo's just been in the zone these last few points, not over-celebrating, getting focused, and he's delivered again. He's got an ace. It's now match point for Chitinova.
Unbelievable. Such phenomenal clutch serving. There'll be a challenge coming, but it's as much to try and slow him down because he is running red hot.
The champion, the champions have made the right call.
Not enough squish in the world to get that one to touch the back of the line, but an unbelievable service from Bottolo. Side out. Zopolari comes in to serve.
This is some comeback potentially here for Chitinova, isn't it? I mean, facing match point in game 3, and look where they are now. They side this out. They've got match point. They have match points. They're on the verge of going to the final. The big show awaits. And the champions are on the verge of being knocked out.
For the first time, Gargiulo gets used on the shift across to the other side. Lasser almost getting the hands in the right spot.
Gargiulo's serve, he couldn't make it. But what an important player he has proved to be in these playoffs for Chitinova. Podraskinen it was who started, but it's Gargiulo who's come in and done the job and helped Chitinova get where they are right now. One side out away from a shot at the final, at winning the final.
And this is the third timeout.
Even though he asked how many he had.
Well, he asked his assistant coach. The second referee is the one who has to make sure that's communicated. But well played. It's worth taking that yellow card for the time delay. It gets you the break in the game that you want. A little bit of bending of the rules by Gianpaolo Amedei.
And not only that, but I think Lorenzetti just appreciate that little wry smile of his as he went back. This is it then. Bentaro with the serve. This has to go in. And they have to try and stop Chitinova making side out. That's it. It's all over. This is unbelievable. Chitinova have come to Perugia and they have beaten them. And it is Chitinova that are through to the final where they will play Trentino. And a chance to